Hi, I'm Kevin. In today's video, I'm going to be going through the judging process, what happens at a concours car show in our club. First of all, the objective of the Concours d'Elegance in our club is to help participants understand, how to better take care of their car, preserve it, clean it. There's lots of different surfaces in a car. The exterior paint, glass. I have a convertible top, canvas. Uh, you have the wheels, the the tires, plastic lenses, headlights, windshield wipers. In the interior of the car, you may have Alcantara, sometimes wood, carbon fiber. Of course, you have the carpets and leather. All these different materials require uh, sometimes different ways, different approaches in the cleaning and care of those surfaces. So that's really the objective of the club, is to have your car look as good as the day that it rolled off the assembly line and was purchased by someone. So at an event, uh, I have various videos that on our club's website about how to prepare your car. Those specific areas, how to wash the car, how to care for various parts of it. Also, I have a video about when you come to an event and you have, let's say, that 90-minute, 2-hour period before an event, things that you can do to, let's say, focus, because you've driven the vehicle to the event and you've probably gotten some things on it. So I have a video about your approach there. So this video today is going to be about what happens at an event. So as an example, there are various classes. So the street class of judging, it's just the exterior and the interior. The full class adds the storage, let's say the trunk area, to the exterior and the interior. And then we have the master's class, which adds the engine compartment to the judging criteria. So uh, an event, the judges are going to take 1 minute. They're going to walk around your car just to get a general sense of the condition of it. How are the panel gaps? Are there any dents? Just to get a general impression of the paint. Is it in good condition, etc. Uh, then the judges will divide uh, into specific areas. So, depending upon the number of judges that we have participating or available for an event, we'll have an exterior judge, an interior judge, a judge for the storage, and a judge for the, let's say, the engine compartment. So that would be our ideal scenario. So I just want to give you I'm going to go through each one of the specific areas and just tell you what the judges are going to be looking for. Okay, the first area that we're going to focus on is the exterior. So looking at the fit, so the panel gap. So is it consistent from the top to the bottom? Uh, the overall the appearance of the paint. Are there lots of chips? Sometimes in the front of the car you may have road rash. Lots of chips from using the car. As long as you've made an attempt to fill that chip with, you tried to make a repair to the paint, the judges won't be deducting for that. And that's let's say having those chips uh, addressed, repaired. It's going to make your car look better. You know, from it's going to look more like when the car left the factory. The wiper uh, blades are very important. And when you come to an event, a lot of times, you may get some insects on the wiper arms. This is a blunt surface, so you want to make sure these are nice and clean. Uh, there's a whole section just for the wiper arms, the wiper blades. So you want to make sure you pay attention to that. The judges, there's an area for the bumpers, front and back, and the condition of the lenses, So both the headlights and your brake lights, turn signals, things like that. Of course, the glass. Glass is uh, I'd say one of the more challenging surface types to get really clean and smudge free. And I have videos about approaches that you can take to try and make your glass look as well as it can. And then, of course, a big area for all of us, and one of the dirtiest areas on a car, are the wheels and tires. As you apply the brakes, uh, the disc uh, on the clamp down on the rotor creates a lot of dust. That's the actual rotor itself, the metal rotor, uh, creating metal particles, dust on your car. So that area, the judges are going to look at that. You've driven the car to the event, so making sure this area is clean. Again, it makes the car look a lot better if the shoes on the car look nice and clean and are free of dirt and debris. So again, I have videos about how you can best prepare your wheels and tires. Okay, so the next area is the interior. So exterior and interior, all of the classes that participate in the car shows for our club have the exterior and interior jobs. So let me move the camera so we can better go through the interior areas. Okay, the areas of the interior that the judges look at, the front seat. So they're going to look at the bolsters here, the see what kind of condition they're in. A lot of times when you get in and out of the car, this area can get worn down. So that's something that the judges are looking for. Look for the general cleanliness. So there is a seam on your seat. And a lot of times the judges will separate this seam, or they'll pull on they'll squeeze the bolster so that they can look down. They're not being the judges are trying to help you if there's debris in that seam as you get in and out of the seat, as you move around in it, that material, that debris, is going to act like sandpaper. So you really want to have that area clean, and we're trying to help you, to know that this is an area when you're cleaning the car, you should focus on, because you will do damage over the long term of your, the owning the vehicle. The door panels, looking at the general cleanliness. One of the things in the summertime, if you put suntan lotion on, you're going to get, let's say, white suntan lotion is going to come off on the door panel. So that's something you really want to, let's say, check. Make sure the carpets are clean if you have carpet on your door panels. Any pockets should be empty. There shouldn't be anything in the pockets. Of course, your dash area, the instrument panel, the judges are looking to see if all the gauges are clean, if there's any dust. The carpet is an area where you want it to be clean. So in other words, if if you've gone to the beach and there's lots of sand in there, you really want to get that all out. It can be tough. Let's say you're at an event and it's windy. A lot of times, you could clean an area, then it's going to get dirty again. So I do have an approach which I talk about in the video where I work on the interior, get it completely done, and then I close it and don't try not to open up the doors. The door jambs, these hinges, if there's grease on those door jambs, it's going to collect dirt, dust, and you're going to get a deduction. So if the judges touch these hinges and it's dirty grease, you're going to get a deduction. So this is an area where you want to make sure your hinges are have been cleaned. The interior glass and mirrors. So one of the the things, a lot of times the interior glass, because of off-gassing, especially on a new vehicle, that new car smell, that's off-gassing of the let's say vinyl and leather material. So sometimes you can get like almost like a cloudy film on the inside of your glass. And I use isopropyl alcohol as an example to cut that, and window glass cleaner. And one of the secrets that or one of the tips that I would say is, after you've used glass cleaner, use another cloth, microfiber cloth, to buff. That really helps reduce your streaking. Okay, so that covers the interior. So like I said, all classes have exterior and interior. Now, if you're participating in the full class, then storage, in other words, your trunk area, uh, is also going to be included. So we'll go over that next. For the storage area, the underside of the lid, you want to make sure that you've looked at the side here, the front, make sure that there's no dirt on those areas. Again, the latches are really important, so you want to make sure the latches are dust free. Now, I have carpet in the storage area, and you really want to try and make sure that it's in good condition. There's no noticeable lint and things like that. Like I said, trying to strive to, how did the car look when it left the assembly line? Now this is an area, I'm going to move the camera, so there's a spare tire in here, the battery. These are areas that you want to make sure are clean, and depending upon the number of participants that we have, we may judge the tool kits and your air pump, things like that. And these are areas that are good for you to make sure clean, especially the battery cables. If you have corrosion on your battery cables, it's not good for you. It's not good for the car. You might get stranded. Corrosion makes the battery less effective. So let me just show you, the storage area here, my vehicle. So here you see the spare tire, the battery. Yeah, generally speaking, yeah, it's pretty clean. I have my jack and tools. I keep them in plastic bags when I'm not at a car show. But for the show, for the event, you want to have the tool kits as they would appear when the car was purchased. So I wouldn't have them in these plastic bags. But hope that gives you an idea about the storage area. Here you can see the general condition. And some vehicles, the battery we may have to remove a panel to get at the battery. But again, it's really in your best interest that your battery be clean, corrosion free. Okay, the last specific area that we have for the car is the engine compartment. Now this is the, if you're participating in the master's class, this is the additional area for you. I would encourage people to participate in the master class. Cleaning your engine, personally, I get a lot of satisfaction. It's kind of, this is the heart, the beating heart of the vehicle. So looking after this area, keeping it clean, to me, I like, I get a sense of pride of that. So, let's go through the specific areas. So, condition of the engine case, this is a 1997 993, and you can pretty much see the whole engine here. Some of the newer vehicles, in order to better control the airflow, it's very precise. They're trying to get as much fuel economy and power out of the vehicles. So the engine is really an air pump, isn't it? So in order to have that air pump be as efficient as possible, it's pretty much completely covered, so that it's as efficient as the engineers could possibly make it. But again, here You could see the engine. Certainly in some of the older cars, you could really see the sheet metal, and so the judges are looking at the overall area and the cleanliness. If the judges touch the engine and their hands get dirty, greasy, you, they're going to give you some feedback about what you could do to make that better. Fan belts are important. So if the edges on your fan belt are frayed, you're going to get a deduction. But more importantly, that's good. That's important feedback. If your fan belt is getting to the point where it's showing extreme wear, uh, certainly this is an air-cooled 911. The fan belt is an air cooling. This fan working is very important to the engine cooling. Uh, so, looking at the pulleys, I have air conditioning in this car, so the fan, the alternator pulley, looking at the condition of that, if it's got chips in the paint, try and touch those up, and that helps to make this engine compartment area look as good as it possibly can. This area here, uh, you can get a lot of dust. If you're driving through rain, etc., it's only naturally this is going to get dusty and dirty. So, taking care to clean this area, um, you know, the, uh, the the vinyl seals, all that's important. To the underside here, in this particular car, in all of the rear engine cars, you know, you can get dust up in there. So you want to make sure all that's clean. Again, with the latches, uh, you want to make sure there's no grease in there. You could say, well, it came from the factory with grease. Yeah, if it's clean, I would just remove it, because you're going to get into an area where, uh, generally speaking, grease is going to attract dirt, and you know, if you're concerned about lubrication, just apply it after the event. But I would encourage you to clean that. So I'm going to go in for a close-up on the engine area, just to give you an idea. So here, generally speaking, the air conditioning cables, you want to get into the air box, make sure that's clean. The vanes on the fan are clean. The judges are going to look down in the area where the spark plugs are. All of these areas where, if it looks dirty, it is. So just to recap, when you're at a show, depending upon the class that you're participating in, pretty much the same rule applies to all the classes. Your windows need to be up, convertible tops need to be up. You don't want to have anything in the interior loose. If you have a tag for tolls, you want to take that transponder out. Any other rechargers, cables that you may have, just take all of that out. That wasn't included when your car was purchased. Floor mats are a dealer installed option, so floor mats, generally speaking, should be out of the car. Have like I said, have the windows up for the judges, all the doors closed. So when the judges, they do the 1 minute walk around, after they finish that, they're going to ask you to open up the, if you're participating in the full class and your storage area is going to be judged, they're going to ask you to open up the trunk. If you're in the master class, you would open up not only the trunk, but also the rear lid here, your gas cap, your gas flap should be opened as well. That's an area that gets looked at. And on the door panels, on the door cards, open up the storage areas so the judges can look in there as well. So I hope you found the video helpful, and again, I would encourage everybody to participate in the Concours shows. You're going to get expert advice about how to take care of your car, and then your efforts, you're going to get expert feedback on how you're doing and areas where you could possibly improve and help to make your car look even better. So I think that's a great objective. Having our cars look as well as they can is a real sense of pride. So take care now.